Hello and welcome. This is Nolan with Discover NC Homes and Nolan's News. And as always, thank you for listening. So today I wanted to talk again about mortgage rates, not so much the drop, but the buyer in Brunswick County and how these mortgage rates affect our buyers. So Brunswick County runs the gamut. We have first-time home buyers, we have second-time home buyers, meaning they're moving up from their first purchase into something that might be a little larger, more comfortable, and we have retiree buyers. So those are our three main types of buyers within the county. Rates affect all three of these buyers. So if we're looking at the first-time home buyer, they're in probably a rental situation, whether it's a home, condo, or they're renting an apartment, and they're actually, with rent having gone up so much, they are actually paying in rent what could easily be a mortgage payment, but they don't have the down payment money sometimes because our prices have gone up so high. But the reduction in mortgage rate will hopefully help them save enough money and help them to put down the amount needed. And just as a side note, there are some great first-time home buyer incentives and programs out there right now. So if you are looking or if you need lender help, please let us know because we have those resources. Secondly, the second-time buyer. So this is the buyer who has purchased and now they're moving from their first home up into something a little larger. If they have bought anywhere within the last, I'd say, 5 or 6 years, they're most likely at a mortgage rate right now that is somewhere between, let's say, 3 to maybe 5.5%. So they want the extra space. Maybe they have a growing family. Who knows the reason? More space, whatever it is. But they are not willing necessarily to let go of their rock bottom mortgage rate to get into something bigger, even though they can afford it. Their monthlies are going to be so much higher with rates where they've been. Sometimes it's very hard for them to justify moving because they want to hold on to that rate. So it's very understandable. But again, hopefully with these rates coming down, that will be a little bit more palatable for them. And then the third type of buyer is our retiree buyer in Brunswick County. This is the buyer that might be spending $500 to $1.5 million or more on a home. Whether it's the Forberry Islands, Brunswick Forest, St. James, a place like that. So most of the time they're coming down and they're a cash purchase. We'll use random example. They have their home up in the Northeast. They bought it for $200,000. They've lived in it for 30 years. It's now worth $1.2 million. So once they sell, they're coming down with a fistful of cash to buy. But the rate is really affecting their buyer who's buying that home wherever it is. So with rates coming down, hopefully that will help spur their market to get their home sold so they can come down here and purchase. So point is, these rate drops are good the entire way around. It does affect all three types of buyers in our county. And again, over this past week and a half, 2 weeks, we're at the end of September here, we have seen I think a pretty good pickup in the market across all price points. So if you have any questions, please let us know. If you have any rate information, let us know, and we'll talk to you soon.